Deep in the remote woods of Maine, far from any town or road, there was a place locals called Dread Hollow. No one ventured there after sunset, for it was said that the forest had a guardian, a presence older than the trees themselves. Travelers who dared enter often disappeared, and those who returned spoke of a lantern floating through the mist, casting a sickly green glow and whispering their deepest fears back to them. One autumn evening, a curious journalist named Clara decided to investigate. She had heard the stories and dismissed them as superstition, but her editor dared her to report the truth. Armed with only a camera, a notebook, and a small flashlight, she stepped into the hollow just as the sun dipped below the horizon. The air was unusually cold, heavy with a metallic scent that made her stomach churn. Shadows stretched unnaturally between the trees, and every rustle of leaves sounded like whispering voices. Then, through the fog, she saw a lantern, glowing faintly green, bobbing along an unseen path. Clara felt an icy dread crawl up her spine, yet her curiosity pushed her forward. As she followed the lantern, it moved deliberately, almost teasing her, weaving between ancient oaks and broken stumps. Every step she took seemed to echo back with a faint whisper of her own name. Then she realized the forest was changing around her. The trees twisted into grotesque shapes, the ground uneven as though alive, and shadows formed face, screaming silently, staring directly at her. Clara tried to turn back, but the lantern's glow pulled her deeper. Her flashlight flickered and died, leaving her in near total darkness. She could hear her own heartbeat thundering, mingling with whispers that now were not her own. They spoke of pain, despair, and death, and the forest seemed to pulse with life in response. Suddenly, the lantern stopped near an old stone well. Its glow intensified, and Clara could see, reflected in the water, dozens of pale faces staring up at her from the depths. They were trapped souls, she realized, lured by the lantern into this cursed place. The whispers became a chorus. "Stay, join us. Never leave." Panicked, Clara backed away, but invisible hands clawed at her, cold and relentless. She ran blindly through the trees, the lantern always just ahead, bobbing and swaying, beckoning her. At one point she stumbled over a root and the lantern floated above her, illuminating a figure standing silently. A tall, hooded entity, its face hidden in shadow, holding a twisted staff that seemed to draw the mist toward it. The entity pointed at her, and suddenly the forest itself seemed to shift, trapping her in a circular maze of gnarled trees. The whispers grew louder, now speaking in unearthly tongues, promising torment and eternity if she did not comply. Desperate, Clara remembered the only thing her grandmother had warned her: never follow a ghostly light without offering it something in return. Clara reached into a bag and held up a silver locket that had belonged to her grandmother. Whispering an apology to the spirits, the lantern hesitated, wavered in the air, and then slowly descended into the well, the green glow fading until only darkness remained. The whispers ceased, replaced by an eerie silence, and the forest returned to normal, at least as normal as it could be in Dread Hollow. Exhausted and trembling, Clara found her way out of the woods just as dawn broke. She never spoke of the faces in the well, but the locket around her neck remained warm, pulsing slightly, as if reminding her that some doors, once opened, can never be fully closed. To this day, travelers who enter Dread Hollow after sunset report seeing a green lantern moving through the mist, hearing whispers of their own names, and feeling the icy hands of a forest older than memory itself. And those who follow never return.